Hey guys, what's up? I just want to do a quick recap of the independence of Scotland, and we saw the result this morning where, the no camp have won by 55% and the yes camp to the independence was at 45%. It's a small, little winning that took place. So it's not a big difference, but yet still, the difference still counts regardless. And I personally believe that if Scotland was to get their freedom or their independence on a platter, I do believe that they would take it and run with it. Because any country in the modern time to get the independence and don't take it, I think that would be a slap in the face, Because I do believe that every country has its right to determine the future of your own people. You manage your own system and do your own dues. Like for example, we see what happens with America back in the 1700, in the 1775, 1776, when England and them, have to take it to the battlefield for them to get their own independence, So it wasn't like people was in the Oval Office, writing letters or referendum at that time, and people over here in London here in number 10 Dowling Street writing a referendum, and you got a little back and forth conversation with letters or emails. That wasn't the case. That was serious fighting. Blood was shedding everywhere, But at this present time in 2014 with the Scottish versus, like I said, England itself, where they want to break away. I do believe that Scotland could, take it on their own, and do what they do if they can do it. Like I said, we see many other small countries that really get the independence and they do well. Some, they might struggle because obviously you have to do it your own way now, so you're going to struggle for a while. But at the same time, I think that, holding on to someone else's own freedom in a modern time is a bit sinister to me. Just like we see what happened over there in Russia with Ukraine. They want to have their own independence, their own freedom, but hey, at the minute it turned out into something more of a dictatorship or violence as well. But away from that, I do believe Scotland could do well with their own independence, because even though we see last week where the pound was getting knocked heavily for the first time for a long while, and we see what impact it could do for England. So even though people say, no, Scotland couldn't do it by themselves, but at the same time, it'll have a severe impact upon also England as well. So we both go the separate ways. You would have pluses and you would also have minuses on both sides. But I do believe our freedom, our independence, Scotland would do well for not just the political heads, but more or less probably the local people who, want to see their own power in their own hands and their own faith, or, So if you feel like this whole system, the whole voting system was being rigged, I don't personally think that the Queen would just allow Scotland to just go like that. I don't believe that, because if that was the case, then back in 1775, 1776, when them and America was warring, then that would never take place, So, and we see many countries really argue and fight hard to get their own freedom from the British Empire. We know the result for that. So Scotland ain't different from anything else, But like I said, if you feel like the whole system was rigged for this vote, about a yes and no vote, we see that Alex Salmond also, I saw that just a minute ago that he's going to resign. So I don't know how true that is going to be. But like I said, I think the whole system was rigged, man. Because to have your independence or your freedom on a platter, right now you don't take it, it's a bit tricky. So drop me a comment and tell me what you feel about the result, the outcome of Scotland not going independent and still remain with the UK. Drop it in the comment section and let's have a conversation on that. And thank you very much, guys, for tuning in one more time with the Matrix Man, and peace.